Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today in this video we are going to be answering one important question that's been bothering a lot of people in the SEO industry, and this question has been thrown around a lot lately because of the overwhelming changes that's been happening in the SEO industry, and that is, anyways, let's explore the reasons why a lot of people fear that SEO might be dead. Here's the number one reason a lot of people think SEO is dead. Now no more SEO acts are available out there because back in the days when SEO used to be really new, SEO was pretty easy, I could say. What SEO meant to certain people, was Black Hat SEO. They were used to writing some low quality content or some content from an outsourced writer or some freelance writer, and they'll do some sort of a backlink spamming, do some moderate outreach efforts, and do a lot of keyword spamming, and they got the results that they wanted. But now SEO is not as simple as it used to be because Google has become smarter. Now it can identify low quality links, it can identify keyword cannibalization, it can identify if your content is worth it or not. Google has become really smart, and its algorithm has become really good to serve people only the good quality content, the valuable content. So if you're so used to Black Hat SEO, then yes, for you SEO is dead because Black Hat techniques might not really work anymore. To be honest, me myself, I'm guilty of using a Black Hat technique. I could say I used to buy backlinks before because it was overwhelming for me to do both write content as well as make videos, as well as go out there to fetch backlinks using all these good quality methods. So the number one reason people fear that SEO might be dead is the Black Hat SEO techniques is not working anymore. The number two reason why a lot of people fear that SEO might be dead is there's so much algorithm changes that's been happening lately, and the number of algorithm changes that Google has been doing has been increased over the years, and because of which people fear that SEO might actually be unreliable. So let me ask you a question. Why are you so afraid of algorithm changes? What is the point of Google making all these algorithm changes? It is to give the most relevant links to the searches that the people make. And if you have been in SEO for a while, you would know that major algorithm changes, core algorithm updates happen only like probably once or twice a year, and even for that to take effects, for that to have a strong hold on the rankings, it takes a long time. For example, core web vitals have been a factor recently, have been made a factor recently, but still the websites that I used to work with have really bad core web vitals, and they still rank really well, and it hasn't affected much. So algorithm changes does not make SEO unreliable. It just makes sure that if you follow good practices, good SEO practices, then you are going to be rewarded. The number three reason why a lot of people feel that SEO might be dead and is not too relevant is because of the competition that they are facing in the SERPs recently. And it is true, millions and millions of blogs are being published each and every single day, and the chances are a lot of blogs are actually being published in your niche right now while you're watching this video. And now that the SEO hacks are out of question, what can people actually do to outrank this competition? And a lot of other people think that only authoritative websites, the websites which have been publishing content for over years and years, search engine journal has been publishing content since 1999, I guess. So how can you actually compete with websites which have a history of publishing content, and they are more authoritative and they are more reliable and they are considered experts in that topic? How can you actually outrank these people in the SERPs? And without all of these hacks that people used to do, SEO seems to be much more simpler. Now it has become a lot more complicated, and I agree with that. But then if you just do some basic SEO research and just go out there, do a common SEO research and go through the SERPs of your not so important keywords. For example, if you go and type search engine optimization, you definitely cannot rank for that if you are just a new website. but then look for long term keywords. Or for example, you could go and search for local SEO tips, something that's not very competitive. If you go and see such kind of keywords, there will, of course, there will be a lot of websites over domain authority of 50 ranking there, but still you could see, I recently saw, after these updates, I recently saw websites with domain authority less than 10 outranking websites with over 90 domain authority. So now authority is not the only ranking factor. It has never been. A lot of people has misunderstood it that way. The search intent and relevance of the content, the value of the content, not even the backlinks. Of course backlinks are important, and the bigger websites get a lot more backlinks than us, but then the value comes from serving and fulfilling the reader's search intent. And if you are good at doing that, if you are good at following proper SEO practices, and there's nothing for you to worry about. The other reason why people think that SEO might not be relevant in now or maybe in the nearby future is because of the saturation of channels that generally occurs. For example, take social media, take Instagram or Facebook. The engagement there and the click-through rates in any of the ads, or even in the Google PPCs, the click-through rates you could see are generally reducing as time goes by, and this is something that's observed pretty much everywhere. Change is the only thing that doesn't change, right? So do you really think that search engines will eventually saturate? Here's a stat: there is over 5.6 billion searches that happen each and every single day, and Google is never gonna make the SERPs only ad centric. There is always going to be organic results, because that is what pretty much serves Google, and that is why they have been working so hard on these algorithm changes, because they want their organic results to be most relevant. So organic results are not going away, and there is always going to be demand for search engines. Like, the number of searches and the number of people using search engines have been increasing over the years. So do you really think that SEO will get saturated over time? Of course it's going to get complicated. There are a lot more factors which comes into play. Google might get even more smarter in identifying and valuing good quality content. So if you actually create good quality web pages, and if you actually maintain a website with a really positive SEO scores, and have fetch really good backlinks, and publish really good quality content, there is nothing for you to worry about. Actually recently I've been doing really well in my SEO efforts. Like, my traffic has gone from 1000 to 5000 in a company that I'm working for. All I have to say is SEO will probably never die. Of course this is just my opinion. The click-through rates have already gone down with the introduction of feature snippets, and voice search has already become a new thing, and you need to optimize for that. So it will get complicated. There will be a lot more new factors coming in for you to weigh in while you are doing your optimizations. But in my opinion, SEO is never going to die. It will always be relevant, and if you are just starting out, or if you are doing really good in SEO, I really strongly suggest you to continue the work. And the other thing that people say is video is going to become the most consumed form of content in the future, and that is true. Does that mean that the number of Google searches are going down over the years? No, it's actually increasing. So the demand for written content will always be there. Thank you for listening in, guys. Hope this video helped you in answering the question that you've been looking for, I guess. Hope this video was valuable. Thank you, guys. If you don't mind, like and subscribe, and comment your opinions down below about whether SEO is going to be there in the future, or what your perspective on things when it comes to SEO. I'd love to hear it. Thank you, guys. See you in another video. Thank you.